me over the years, why is Fernando my best friend? Because we are very, very different people. You know, I'm pretty shy. It's kind of hard for me to come up here and do this, and Fernando is the opposite of that, for sure. I don't drink at all, and Fernando. I've never been much of a ladies' man, and you know, you can see the evidence right here how Fernando is a ladies' man. But I knew Fernando way before he had his game, I guess you could say. We met, our brothers were friends first, and we kind of met each other through our brothers. And we shared a common love of sports, video games, and punk rock. And we kind of just, would sit in his room for hours and hours on end, playing video games, and wondering why we couldn't get any girls. It's like, did you see that touchdown that was scored? How come these girls aren't all? And, shortly after, we didn't go to the same high school. One of us went to the rich white high school, and one of us went to the poor Hispanic high school. And after I went away to college, I was going through, some of the hardest times of my life, and if it wasn't for this man, I don't know what I would have done, because he basically rescued me. His house and his friendship was like a refuge for me. And I don't know what I would have done without having him as my friend at that time. And when I went away to UCLA, shortly after that, it was like a foregone conclusion that he would also go to UCLA eventually. And it happened. Just like we thought it would, it did happen. And we got to be roommates for only 1 year. It was a fun year, an interesting year. He was rushing a fraternity along with another person that we were living with, Leo. There's Leo. And another guy that lived with him, 4 guys. The other guy was already in the fraternity, so our apartment became basically the fraternity house for the whole fraternity at UCLA, and it became an interesting situation there. There were times when I would get kicked out of the living room for a fraternity meeting, stuff like that. But my favorite story of when we were roommates is, again, going back to Fernando being such a better ladies' man than myself. I was going to class, and I was wearing hiking boots. I'm a geologist, so I had hiking boots. And Fernando was like, "Why are you wearing hiking boots around school? You're never gonna get a girl wearing hiking boots in front of class." And I'm like, "Well, I can't find my shoes. I asked where they've been, and it turns out they were buried underneath the pile of Fernando's stuff." So after a couple weeks of not having the shoes, I finally found them after we went through his stuff. And then after I left UCLA, we still kept in touch just as much. I'm even starting getting used to Utah, which I never thought would happen. And he's always been there for me. And what I want to say to you today is, I'm going to be there for you. And now that you two are a team, I'm going to be there for you as well. So you've been there for me. I'm going to be there for you whenever you need it. Okay.
We're going to pass the microphone over to the Maid of Honor, Tandy.